Welcome to episode 23 of the Amiibo Newscast. Introducing your hosts, Lauren and Amiibo Jason.
Good evening, Amiibo and Nintendo fans.
It has been a long time since you last said that.
It's been some time. This weekly podcast has turned into a monthly podcast.
Yes, it has.
It's not going to do that from now on, I promise, though.
Yeah, we're falling into a better routine now, I think.
Sort of.
We'll
see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Welcome to episode 23 of the Amiibo Newscast. Episode 2-3. Can't believe it. 23 episodes in.
I know.
It's crazy.
I feel like it was just yesterday I joined.
I know. It's kind of insane how fast time has kind of moved since they announced Amiibo. Kind of a fun fact. Amiibo News is now over 1 year old, which is kind of interesting.
Interesting.
I base it off of when my first tweet was, and it was over a year ago.
How did that feel, that landmark moment?
I missed it.
Yeah.
Like, I completely missed celebrating it. I
missed it.
Yeah, I never mentioned it, like, on Twitter or anything.
I could have sworn, I guess we celebrated, I think, the 1 year anniversary of Amiibo.
Yeah.
But I guess you never really
We totally skipped it over.
That's sad. Next year we'll have to make it bigger and better.
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll get there. 2 year anniversary is going to be big.
Yeah.
So since we haven't been on the air in some time, we have lots and lots and lots of Amiibo stuff to talk about. Even a little bit just Nintendo stuff to talk about too, instead of just focusing on Amiibo. But again, we are the Amiibo Newscast, so we're going to focus mostly on these adorable figures you see right in front of you, or if you're listening on iTunes, I assure you we have Amiibo here in front of us today. So I think we should get started right away because honestly, I think this is going to be kind of a longer episode anyway.
It is. We have a lot of bases to cover because we have weeks piled up of news, all Amiibo related.
Absolutely. Why don't we start first of all with the launch of Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival that just it came out in the end of November.
Yes.
At the end of November with a plethora of Animal Crossing Amiibo.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you kind of showcase these Amiibo and kind of give your opinion on the game.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to go through all the Amiibo, and I'm going to start with my favorite two of the entire launch, and that is Digby and Isabelle, because I'm a big Digby fan.
Not Lottie, though?
Not Lottie.
I hate Lottie, by the way.
You've gotten that across on Twitter and on previous shows before.
Useless otter. Useless.
Nintendo really, really tried to push Lottie.
They did.
She was in all of the major banners and announcements, and she was the forefront of Amiibo Festival. And I think it was a nice gesture, it was good intention, but nothing to me will ever compare to the face, which is Isabelle to me. And this is kind of interesting. Isabelle is still fairly new to Animal Crossing if you think about it. She made her first appearance, in New Leaf, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so considering she made it in New Leaf,
but she's cute. She is not cute.
Well, you like dogs.
I do.
Do you think maybe that has something to do with it?
Otters are cute.
Yeah,
just not this one.
Yeah.
They needed a love interest for Digby, and obviously
they didn't need one. They wanted one.
The incest thing between these two would not be acceptable by
Are
the
we
public.
Going there?
Yeah, we went there. I mean, these two obviously cannot do it.
They cannot.
They look cute.
They do. They're very adorable. Yes, I would have much rather seen a little bit more of a lively and someone with a little more personality be interested in Digby. Lottie has a very quiet.
What about KK and Digby?
There's something
it's
I didn't
2015.
foresee.
Why not KK and Digby? Did I say 14 or did I say 15?
I think you said 14.
It's 2015.
Where are we? When are we?
I bet I said 2015.
Okay.
KK Slider and Digby 2015.
Yeah.
Make that a hashtag.
Hashtag, yeah. But yeah, so we have Isabel and Digby, and then they were included with the Amiibo Festival bundle.
Yeah.
And at this time at least, Isabel and Digby are only available in the bundle.
Yeah, and we're gonna I guess we can kind of jump
Should
right
we
into
jump
that
right into that?
away
I shouldn't go through the rest?
Go
first?
through the rest,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about the other two.
Sounds good.
Go ahead.
And then let's see, the 3-pack consisted of Reese and Cyrus, and then KK, who's over here. And then the individual ones were Tom Nook, Lottie, and Lottie was a Target exclusive.
A week after the fact, mind you.
Yes, which I don't know, it's very interesting.
No idea why.
Release date. Yeah.
So weird.
And then the last but not least, we have Mabel, one of the Able sisters.
Yep.
And now, if you want, we can kind of switch over to the bundle that you were talking about.
Yeah, so these two are exclusive in North America to the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival bundle.
Yes.
Many people were not a fan of that. They wanted Isabel, they wanted Digby separately, and they could not do it. Nintendo has a website. It's called Nintendo Product Safety. It's a safety certificate board that you can kind of, I think parents can go and see like if these were approved or not, like for kids. I think they legally have to have
I just can't imagine parents going out of their ways to look for that kind of stuff.
I'm guessing
maybe very, very, interested parents in this, I guess, that stuff.
I'm honestly guessing that they have to put this stuff on legally, saying that they have been tested for
I get it.
pretty much kids to use.
Yeah.
I think the only people that go there are people like me that are hunting for like information on these things.
Yeah.
So there was certificates for Digby and for Isabel separately.
Yes.
And there's photos of the North American boxes.
When did those come out?
Isabel came out over a week ago.
Okay.
Digby came out today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I saw that tweet on Twitter, and I had to retweet it because I am super psyched. I want an inbox Digby.
Yeah.
Because I love the fact that he's standalone.
I need it too.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm an inbox collector, so I need it.
Yeah.
If they come out with KK on his own,
Yeah.
I need him too.
Yeah.
This is no surprise that these are going to be leaving the bundle.
Yeah.
Nintendo does this to entice the rabid fan base to buy the game that they might not have bought otherwise. Smart tactic.
It's very smart.
As Lauren would say, it's a business decision.
It is a business decision, and you know what? It's a very smart business decision. I understand that, and I back that.
The game, unfortunately, was not very critically acclaimed.
Are we gonna start with this
We
now?
can.
Okay, let's move into that.
So on our site, NintendoInquirer.com, we reviewed it. We were less than thrilled with the game as well. It's really simplistic.
Very simplistic. We agreed on this. It leans much more towards a younger crowd.
Yeah.
I think that adults will still find it appealing when they want to play a game with their children.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice. They can kind of, I guess, meet on some common grounds and find it's just simple, relaxed enjoyment through the game.
I don't know.
But if adults want to play it by themselves, the challenge level is almost, it's not there. It's just not there.
Even the mini games are a little bit too simplistic.
Yeah.
There's no mini games in the board game mode. It's not Mario Party. It's pretty much like an interactive storybook that you roll the dice on. I'm debating if kids even would like it that much, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, if the kid is old enough to read, which you pretty much need to be to enjoy this game, unless your parent is reading it, to you.
Which I feel like with the language that they use, that would be the case.
Yeah. I think kids might be bored by it too. Okay. The mini games were semi-enjoyable, to be honest, though. But overall, I was mildly disappointed with this.
Yeah.
I was hoping for like a full-fledged Wii U version of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're going to see it on the NX.
I like that we saw something different. I just didn't think the execution was successful in that way, and it's sad to me. The thing that you can look forward to if you do decide to get the game, though, is the graphics are, as always, gorgeous. Anything to do with Animal Crossing, they go all out on. Everything is a rainbow. I just call everything, it's the rainbow palette, because you have colors everywhere. The pops, the depth in the characters and the sceneries is really beautiful.
So there's no way that Nintendo is just going to release all of these Animal Crossing amiibo and not have something else besides the board game. I'm guessing something's coming for the NX, and I'm guessing all of these are going to be compatible with that game at some point. Mm-hmm. That's my guess. That's my theory.
Just a theory.
A game theory.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll get more into Animal Crossing later into this newscast, because we actually have more news, believe it or not, about these things. So we'll get back into that. But on the same day these came out, we also had this guy come out.
Yeah. And this one was one of your most anticipated releases for the year.
Mewtwo is my second or third favorite Pokemon, depending on who you talk to.
Oh.
Mewtwo was my favorite Pokemon for a very, very long time.
And then Raichu came along?
No, Raichu was always there, but I never liked him until I think I got to college, and I kind of appreciated Raichu more.
Okay.
But Mewtwo, I remember the first time I saw this, it was at, I think, Comic-Con last year.
Yeah.
They showed it off. It might have been early this year at Comic-Con.
I think it was this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this thing is huge. He's like pouring over the base, and he's like, look at the tail just sticking out. It was so cool. So he is out, and he is not hard to find at all. He is at every store I've ever gone to.
They really made sure to stock those shelves.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, though, seeing the Pokemon so well stocked right now.
So Mewtwo's out. Thank God for that. And thank God he's easy to get. To be perfectly honest, Amiibos in general are not that difficult to come by.
No,
So-
I mean, we were just at Toys R Us, and man, those shelves, they're overflowing right now with Amiibo.
Villager after villager after villager.
Right now, if I were to walk into a store, I would have never imagined
Yeah.
that he was difficult to find at one point.
Yeah, I think Captain Falcon I saw today. I saw Little Mac. I
Yeah.
saw Villager. I saw Shulk.
Yeah.
So the only one I did not see is the other Amiibo that came out that week, and that's Mega Yarn Yoshi. I'm going to let you grab that one.
Yes. Oh, this guy. Now, this guy
Yeah.
has not had a restock at our Toys R Us.
This is the rare one.
Yes.
I think he'll become less rare as time goes on.
Yeah, probably after the holiday season.
Yeah. Honestly, on eBay right now, for a North American version of this, they're averaging at about $70 to $90.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been looking. That's interesting.
It just came out in Japan today, I believe.
Okay.
I ordered one from Japan for my nephew because he wants it for Christmas. If you're watching this, I'm sorry I just ruined your Christmas present. But I got him one from Japan.
Yeah.
I believe you can still import them if you want to from Japan for retail
Yeah.
price, but it's a little pricey.
What's the packaging like compared to this one?
Same thing.
It's the
It's just
exact
Japanese
same
text.
thing. Okay. I didn't know if there were any other major differences.
Yeah, I love variants on packaging.
Yes.
So I might just end up like saying, "Here's your Yoshi," and then take. I need that box back, buddy. He's not gonna have that though.
No.
He's kind of an inbox collector too.
You got to be proud of that.
I am. Yeah. Rare one though, for sure.
Yes.
He's hard to find. Not many people have said they have seen him recently in store.
Yeah. So,
So.
if you see him, grab him while you can.
I recommend it. He's so cuddly and cute.
Oh gosh, yes.
So.
Yeah. I like this guy.
All
Should we put him back?
Yeah, back to the
Okay.
chair he goes.
Back to the chair.
So those were the major releases. Besides, we saw a Villager restock, but I mean, honestly, he's everywhere now anyway. The rarity is kind of gone for most of these figures. I'm guessing we're going to see some other figures at some point become more rare. I'm hoping Nintendo does the variant route at some point and starts releasing more rare figures. And this is controversial to a certain extent. I am a collector first, and I don't really play a lot of games with the Amiibo, to be
Yes.
perfectly honest. I think they're really cool.
That will bring us to another good conversation point, I think.
It will.
Yes.
My thing at this point is I would love to see like Nintendo say, here is, a set of Amiibo that there's only 1,000 or 10,000,
Yes.
something like that. And just make it rare. I mean, I understand that people would, want it and seek after it, but that's half the fun of collecting. That's half, the fun of being in this particular hobby.
Yeah, like
So,
you said, it would appease both the collectors and it would appease also the players.
I have no idea if that's going to happen or not, though.
No.
So,
But it's a nice thought. It really is.
could be.
Yeah.
So I think that,
Should we jump into what I just mentioned?
yeah, why don't we jump into that?
Okay, so recently the new president of Nintendo of America just said that let's see, all of the releases up to this point, they had planned to the original intent of Nintendo was that Amiibo were there for the functionality.
Yeah.
And they wanted players to really use the Amiibo with games like Super Smash and all of those really, really cool games and get the functions, all the different types of cool things that Amiibo do for the games out there and appreciated by the people.
Yeah.
But instead, Amiibo decided to, I guess, attract people for a different reason. And that was for the collectability instead.
Yeah.
And I think you are a perfect example of that. You love collecting Amiibo, and you are a prime example of you like the in-box and you like the out-of-box.
Yeah.
So you have multiple Amiibo for different reasons, and it's more about collecting rather than the actual functionality of it,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing. I think both have are good reasons to buy Amiibo.
So here's the thing on that. So for Super Smash Brothers, yes, I've used them. I've trained them. I think it's cool. Besides that, maybe besides Mario Maker,
Yeah.
I've never really utilized these things in a way that I felt was like super meaningful. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, you use it to like tap onto the gamepad to roll the dice. It got really annoying after a while.
Yeah.
Because I had to reach over and grab it and tap it and then put it back down. Kind of annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know what Nintendo expected. So I think at this point, and if you read the article about this that you're talking about, where he said, it was with Time Magazine, by the way, he said that they were kind of surprised that people kind of flooded into these as a collector rather than like, wanting them for
the functionality,
Smash Brothers or a game. They didn't really include anything that was like the killer app for Amiibos.
Yes.
There's no toy box like with Disney Infinity,
Yeah.
and there's no full-fledged game like with Skylanders. So we're not going to see these things being utilized for just games, maybe except for Super Smash Brothers. There's kind of a scene out there right now that has like tournaments with Amiibo. We've done Amiibo tournaments in the past. Maybe 2016 is going to be the year that we start seeing that more. Maybe the killer app, the sandbox game.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get a sandbox game at some point. Okay. Something that's going to make people want to get these for a game specifically.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I think that one of the reasons why people started going more towards the collecting end of the spectrum is because we're getting figures of characters that we haven't had toys of before.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Lucas coming out, or even Ness. We've had very few Earthbound, Mother 3, the Mother series related toys out here available in the US. So when you have the option to go into a store and get these retro games that you grew up with and finally see toys of them on the shelves, it isn't about the functionality. You get it for the nostalgia, you get it to collect.
Yeah,
and I think
agree.
that's even the case with all these Animal Crossing characters. Animal Crossing merchandise is huge in Japan.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of different really cool knickknacks, even for sale in like gachapons and everything like that. But here, you don't have them regularly on store shelves. So when you see Reese and Cyrus and Isabel actually like in a store display like that, it's about collecting them.
I agree.
It's not about using them.
So honestly, I think we're going to see something soon. But I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, this is my childhood right here. Yeah. I love all of these figures. I love every Amiibo that's come out to date. I guess we'll just see where Nintendo takes us in 2016. I think the NX is going to bring us really cool stuff.
Oh, totally. I know. Oh my gosh. That's going to be one of the most exciting announcements ever, I think. When they finally explain what the NX exactly is. And when we get that first image. Of the console and hopefully the handheld that works with the console and all that.
We are Nintendo fanboys, fangirl, fanboy. So we can't wait, honestly. Hopefully, maybe at E3 this year we'll see it. The rumor is we're going to hear about it earlier than that.
Really?
So.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
So we'll see.
Excited. I hope so.
You mentioned Lucas, so why don't we jump into that next?
Yes.
Mark your calendars for January 22nd. We have a huge release day. We have all of the other Animal Crossing Amiibos coming out that day. That is Blathers, Kix, Rossetti, and Celeste. Yep. That is Celeste is that the niece or daughter?
I think you called her a niece before.
I think it's the niece of Blathers the owl. Okay. She's cute.
I've always thought Celeste was adorable.
But she did not deserve her own Amiibo.
I am shocked she had one over. There are other characters that I think deserved the spot first. And even one of the other Able sisters, I think probably Sable, she would have deserved a spot over Celeste. Don't get me wrong, I love Celeste, but she does not hold one of those important roles quite yet in Animal Crossing.
So you're gonna kill me for this.
No! Don't you say Kix.
Even Kix didn't deserve an Amiibo yet.
Are you kidding me? He has the cute little whistle tune.
2 games. 2 games he was in.
But he's a shoe guy.
He's a shoe guy. Whatever.
Yeah.
There was other more deserving Animal Crossing characters.
He has his own store. Isabel is a brand new character.
She's adorable though.
Kix, I am so drawn to Kix.
He's a skunk.
He is adorable.
Stinky.
Oh my gosh. Next to Digby, it's all about Kix. Mm-hmm.
So we have those 4 Animal Crossing Amiibo coming out. We have Series 2 of the Animal Crossing Amiibo cards coming out that day. They're already out in Japan and Europe at this point. It's not fair we don't have them yet.
I know. Well, although we did kind of import
We imported a few.
We may have. Maybe our 2 favorite cards.
Just a few packs. Maybe there's another card coming too. You never know.
What? And then, wait.
And then we have Lucas, which is, again, Mother 3, a fan favorite. He's the second DLC character to get an Amiibo at this point.
Yes.
He's gone up for pre-order in several places at this point.
Okay.
Mostly in Japan, because he comes out earlier in Japan. All the Animal Crossing Amiibo and Lucas come out on the 17th of December, I believe, in Japan.
Oh, wow, that's super soon.
So I pre-ordered all of them with like super rush shipping so I can have all of them before Christmas.
Of course.
I have to. Amiibo Jason.
Ooh, so I get to unbox Kix and Lucas, right?
Maybe.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But those come out in the States on January 22nd. The one thing I've noticed so far is I know Lucas is not an exclusive.
Yeah.
Because he's on Amazon's webpage already. He was in the Target inventory system. So he is not an exclusive. I have not heard anything about the other ones.
Okay.
The weird thing is Blathers is missing from the kiosks. And he's missing on the Nintendo webpage. And he has not received a certificate on Nintendo's product safety page.
You know, out of all of them in that series, I would have expected Lucas to be the one that was going to be the not limited, but special one of the series.
I think Nintendo has finally started to realize that the Super Smash Brothers line, they can't make them rare because people are rabid collectors.
Yeah. Next up, I would have said Rossetti.
Yeah.
I would not have imagined Blathers at all. He, as much as he has been in the series, Rossetti seems to be a character that people talk about a lot more.
So, as far as why Blathers is missing, I have a theory.
Ooh,
I'm guessing he's going to be in another Animal Crossing 3-pack.
Okay.
And we will get into that shortly because we have more Animal Crossing news later in the podcast. There was a little bit of a leak. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because that's for another time. But yeah, there was a little leak about some other characters that apparently should not have come out yet. So
we'll get into that.
But we'll see. What is your most anticipated amiibo at this point as far as in the Animal Crossing series?
In the Animal Crossing series, only the ones that have not been released yet, or all of them?
Let's just say the one besides. I know you want Kix. But is there a character out that has not yet been announced that you would love to have?
Oh, yes. Well, there are villagers that I would like that have not been announced.
Yeah.
And two villagers, and I've made this very apparent on Twitter and in other newscasts, are Pico and Meringue.
Yeah.
And Pico, luckily, is in the card series, Series 2, and I actually have the Japanese import from Japan.
There you go.
Yes. But Meringue has not yet been announced for the cards. I would love figures of them. But that's not going to happen. I have a feeling it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No.
They're focusing on the non-playable, or the non-villager related characters.
And that's why
so.
I understand that, but it's a dream of mine.
I think if they would do any of them,
Yeah.
it would open the floodgates to do all of them.
All of them.
I think if they did one or two like super popular ones, people would be like, "Where's mine favorite villager here? Like, where is Drake? The best duck ever."
You know what I think they should do, and other toy companies have done this before. Just release a huge big box set of them.
Yeah.
But that goes away from
400
400
amiibo in one box.
Oh, can you imagine how much money that would cost?
I would probably buy it.
I believe that. It would be a really wonderful display piece, though.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I think we can get into the next topic at this point. That's the leaks that just ended up happening. So leaks normally come from retailers, like web pages, things like that. Very rarely do they come from Nintendo themselves, and it looks like somebody at Nintendo might have pushed the wrong button. And I'm sure if you're an Amiibo fan and you're watching this at this point, you are aware of the Amiibo kiosks. They're pretty much at every Target or Walmart or Toys R Us. Touch screen, you can see all the upcoming Amiibo, the functionality of what they do in game. So one magical morning, all of them got the update that they get via Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And all of these unannounced Amiibo showed up. Which is super strange, and let's not get into like the super Animal Crossing stuff yet.
Okay.
One of the bigger surprises was Famicom Rob was there.
Yeah. How did you feel about that? Because I know how
and here's Famicom Rob if you're watching this on the video cast. I just imported him, and then I saw that he's coming to the U.S.
Did your heart just break?
No.
A little.
I need a U.S. box for it
Yeah.
anyway, so I'm going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
It's so weird that they're bringing him over, but I guess it makes sense.
It makes sense to me, but if we go back to what we were talking about before, I love the idea of the rareness.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that Famicom Rob would have stayed in Japan instead of making its way here. I loved the idea that particular one, besides Gold Mario, was going to be much harder to get.
Everybody was importing him anyway.
Yeah, anybody.
So I think that's the
still,
main problem that they had.
Yeah.
If you go on Amazon, you can pick one up for like $18 right now anyway.
Yeah.
Nintendo's like, we got to get that money.
Well, hey, at least they changed gears a little bit, and they took advantage of that. So I think it is good that they're doing that.
So we have Famicom Rob coming, even though Nintendo has not confirmed this yet, but it was on the kiosk, which means it's coming. What else did we have? I think the big thing we saw was Ryu for the first time in his Amiibo plastic form. Very cool, super muscular, almost as muscular as me.
Oh, almost, not quite
there. He's very cool looking. One weird thing that he has that little plastic boot to kind of keep him on there, which I'm kind of surprised about because he's kind of flat-footed anyway, so I'm not sure why he needs it.
Maybe they did some testing and he snapped off kind of easily without it.
Could be.
Yeah.
And then the big one was Roy.
Yeah.
So Roy was announced. It was the first time anybody's ever seen the Roy Amiibo anywhere. But the big thing is, it was confirmed he's a GameStop exclusive.
Yes.
So that was a surprise, by the way.
That really is. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of cool. I don't know. I like GameStop exclusives.
Yeah.
And I have a good relationship with people at my GameStop, so I like the idea of going and getting Roy on release day.
So I remember when these leaks came out, there was all these crappy cell phone pictures of it. So I called up Lauren and I'm like, we need to go and take photos of these, like good photos before they take them down. So we went to like store after store to take photos of their kiosks.
I'm standing there with my DSLR, like I took, I think, like 50 shots of each one because it's very difficult to get the shots of screens.
Yeah.
Because you get, as people will know, you take it with your cell phones all the time too, and I do the same thing with my cell phone. If you take it of screens, you get that shimmer effect. You get the lines on there. You get glares, and so it's tricky.
So we ended up with the best photos on the internet, and they took them down.
They did.
They didn't take them down from our website.
No.
About a day after they were up on the kiosks, somebody realized what they have done, and they took them all down.
Although I have to say, at the time, we didn't know that they weren't supposed to be up.
Yeah, we had no idea.
We thought that they were supposed to be up. So we went there thinking, Nintendo released new information. So that was a surprise to us when we found out that wasn't the case.
So let's get back to Blathers real quick here.
Yes.
Because everybody was asking, why is Blathers missing? And then all of a sudden, in the kiosk, we found 2 new Animal Crossing Amiibos, at least at one store. Technically, there was 3. We'll get into that in just a moment. Yeah. So they announced Rover. He's the cat that you meet like on the train or in the cab when he's driving you to the city, depending on what game you're playing. And then Cap'n, the creepy
one of my least favorite Animal Crossing characters.
He's suave.
Oh, he's not suave. He's just
suave.
He's just a big old creep.
He's got a wife and kid.
That doesn't mean someone can't be a creep.
It means somebody thought he was attractive enough to have a kid with.
I guess that's one way to look at it. No, I've never really thought very kindly of Cap'n, but it's kind of interesting that he has his own amiibo.
I agree. Here's my thought.
Yes.
We are going to see a Rover, Cap'n, Blathers 3-pack. You heard it here first. That's what we're going to see. I guarantee it.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I'm going to go back and edit this video.
I was going to say, no. I'm going to make sure I highlight this part and it'll stand out.
That's my thought. Honestly, I don't think people would buy Cap'n on his own.
Okay.
I don't think people might buy Rover on his own.
They might buy Rover, yes.
So what they tend to do is they bundle popular characters with non-popular characters.
We're going to put these up here. Yeah, that makes it... Hey, it's a good business decision.
It's a good business decision.
That's what I always say.
Nobody wants the alpacas. They want KK Slider.
I love these guys. I am not going to lie. They are big in Japan. They are big with certain groups online.
Yeah,
so.
They're big in Japan, which is why they got individual releases in Japan. And in the States, they bundled them together in a 3-pack.
Boo.
Hashtag just saying.
Boo-hoo.
People want KK Slider and Isabelle. Those are the 2 they wanted, and they bundled both. Yep. That's what they do. Maybe Tom Nook on their own. They did at least do an individual Tom Nook.
That's true.
So
yeah. What do you think the ultimate 3-pack would have been? Would it have been Isabelle, Tom Nook, and KK?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That would have been the 3-pack to get.
Yeah.
So let's get on to the last leak, and that
Yeah.
is the Timmy and Tommy Nook amiibo. It's the first time 2 characters have ever been on a single amiibo.
When I saw that they were on the same little
Yeah.
stand, it's the cutest thing ever.
It is cute.
It really is adorable.
And if you have the luxury of watching this on YouTube right now, he's right here in front of us. Isn't he cute? Timmy and Tommy, they, not he. They're wearing their little creepy loincloths, which I know they're shop things.
Aprons.
They're
They're
loincloths.
shop aprons.
They're not wearing any pants.
Aprons make it appropriate.
I used to have to wear an apron for work, and I had to wear pants under it. I got sent home the day I did not wear pants. It's a true story. So we have Timmy and Tommy Nook. They are coming, and it is a Target exclusive for those two. I feel like we've invested a lot of this podcast in Animal Crossing stuff, so let's just finish it up with one more thing.
Okay.
Real quick. So we've already talked about the figures. We talked about the cards, the release date of the new figures, and the leaks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the card albums,
Yes.
which have not come out in the U.S., which is a travesty, in my opinion.
It really is because, you'll see why.
Yeah, so these are the Animal Crossing collector's albums that were released in Europe. These were also released in Japan as well.
Yeah.
They're very, very well done. They're very cool in comparison to the garbage albums that we have in the U.S.
I wouldn't say they're garbage, but they're definitely not as glamorous as these.
So let's point this out, though. So, I mean, we have one that you can get on Amazon for $10. And that's not the one you're showing off, by the way. The one that you have there
Yes.
was a promo item from our Nintendo rep. And that's
Yeah.
the only way to get them.
Yeah.
There was one on Amazon that had kind of a flimsier front cover that is not even as good as this.
No. So basically, the main difference is this one, I believe, is not only a little thicker, and that's because the front and back covers are made of a nice thick cardboard.
Yep.
Very good quality. But I think it just overall, like, it has a good weight.
I think so.
And everything. The other one on Amazon, though, from the pictures that we saw, looked a lot cheaper.
Yep.
The only other main difference I saw was that the spine had different text on it.
I'm going to get it anyway.
Yeah,
So-
I would get it just for comparison's sake.
Yeah.
Plus, we have just a huge Animal Crossing collection. We kind of just
Very
want
true.
it for that. But as far as usage goes, I would definitely choose this one over the paid one on Amazon.
Or if you want to spend a little bit more money importing, this is the show right
Oh,
here.
gosh,
This
yes.
is the show Stopper. It is amazing. It is very
Yeah.
cool. It is honestly the best looking album I've seen so
Yeah.
far. This is series 2. That's series 1.
Yeah. My dream is to have an album that covers all 4 series.
I'm
that are
guessing
gonna be
it will.
out. I really hope so, because I want to be able to put all of my cards into one album.
So these are $10 only if you would essentially import them from like Amazon UK or Amazon France. And they come with a pack of Amiibo cards too.
Yeah, I did not think that was going to happen.
Either did I.
We opened and we're like, wait, why are Amiibo cards in here?
We got excited though.
Yeah,
It was
just
cool
little.
though. Again, these are the ones to get
Yeah.
if you can import them. I'm guessing it's going to be like $25 if you want to import from another country. It's worth the money though.
Worth
So,
it. Totally worth it. Yeah.
I think we can finally scratch Animal Crossing stuff
Oh,
off the list
wow,
for today.
okay.
It was a lot of stuff.
That was.
So we're finally done.
Okay. Good to go. Although I'm gonna miss it. That's my favorite.
bet.
One of my favorite topics to talk about.
So let's talk about this guy. So we have
Okay.
Chibi Robo. So chronologically, this was the last Amiibo that was released. So
Yeah.
this was an Amazon exclusive, which was a surprise to a lot of people. So he was out in the bundle for quite some time, and the individual figure release was Amazon exclusive. He's still up now.
Yeah.
He never sold out, so Chibi Robo.
Yeah. He's cute. I never got into the game myself.
Yeah. We're honestly not going to go into a lot of detail about Chibi Robo at this
Yeah.
point, so it's Chibi Robo.
Yeah.
You want him? He's on Amazon.
He's on Amazon. Not
Go-
difficult to get.
Go get him. So let's talk about probably the most exciting news next.
Yes.
And that is Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII is coming to Super Smash Brothers.
Can we first talk about the reaction that you had?
It was interesting. It was a good reaction.
It was a very positive reaction. There was a lot of jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Loud voices.
Yep. All that stuff is
excitement. Yes, and it was a good moment though, and I feel like that moment was probably shared with a lot of other Cloud and Final Fantasy fans.
So I collect 2 things religiously.
Yeah.
I collect the Legend of Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
I have so much Link stuff, it's not even funny.
Like me and Princess Peach.
Very true.
Yes.
And Final Fantasy stuff. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
My most cherished piece of memorabilia is a copy of Final Fantasy VII signed by Nobuo Uematsu when I met him in Chicago.
Yeah.
I love the game. I love Cloud. I think he's a cool character.
Yeah.
The idea that Cloud is going to be an amiibo now is just, it's mind-blowing to me. I'm so excited.
Do you think that he could be your favorite amiibo?
He's going to be my favorite amiibo. Hands down.
Hands down. Wow.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I love Cloud, and the pose that they have him in,
Yeah.
at least from all the promotional stuff I've seen, is like his classic Final Fantasy VII outfit, which is very cool. Not the Advent Children one, which I like that too, but the classic pose is cool. Yeah. I'm hoping he's going to have his Buster Sword in the amiibo too, because it's going to be so cool.
Oh, I'm excited for you.
So we find out more information about this on December 15th. I have a prediction. I'll put it here now. I'm guessing that right after that Direct happened, we're going to have Cloud released. Not the amiibo, the character for Smash.
Okay.
So I'm guessing we might see maybe a prototype of the Cloud amiibo.
Okay.
Crossing my fingers.
I feel like they're going to want to end the year with a big bang, and that this is the Direct that's going to happen in. So why not introduce one of the most anticipated amiibo?
Crossing my fingers.
Yes.
So we're going to get more info on Cloud. We're finally going to get to see who won the Smash ballot too, by the way. From what I gather at this point, it's not necessarily who was like at the top of the list.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a collection of like characters, and then they decided which ones would be the best fit for Smash based on that list.
Okay.
So let's talk predictions here real quick. I have a few
predictions.
I'm gonna let you go first though on this.
You know who I like.
Go. Let the people know. I know who you like. They don't know.
I guess. Well, I love Geno, and Geno is from Legend of the Seven Stars.
Super Mario RPG, right?
Super Mario RPG, one of my all-time favorite Mario games. It takes a step away from the classic Mario formula, and it takes Mario and new characters. I mean, we've never seen these characters before, and it brings this really beautiful story to life. It's kind of like this classic storybook formula, only it adds this Mario twist to it. And one of the characters in there is Geno, and Geno is the doll that is brought to life, and
like
he's
Pinocchio.
He looks like Pinocchio. He is like a wooden face and everything, and not a lot of attention has been given to him since the release of that game. Yeah. So the idea of him being incorporated into Super Smash gets me. I'm very excited about the idea, and I'm really hoping that someday we'll see either kind of like an extension of Legend of Seven Stars. Yeah. Or maybe we'll see just him incorporated into more Mario games, or more just Nintendo games in general.
Could be.
Yeah. So that's why I'm excited about this. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's my hope.
My guess at this point, if I had to guess who's going to be coming, it's going to be Banjo-Kazooie. Okay. That's my biggest prediction as far as what we're going to see.
I think that's the one that I've been hearing people talk about the most.
So Microsoft owns Rare, who owns Banjo-Kazooie, so it's going to be interesting if that happens, because it's going to be kind of a combination of two gigantic, rivals for the first time. Could happen though. Yeah, could happen.
I agree.
I'd love to see Bayonetta.
Yeah,
I think Bayonetta is too sexy for Smash Brothers though, because Smash Bros is rated E10. Yeah. I think adding Bayonetta to the mix might be difficult because when she fights, her clothes start coming off. And I'm not making this up. That's how she fights. So
that's very. Oh, it sounds so Nintendo.
So I don't know how we're gonna have to incorporate that into this. So I'm guessing Bayonetta's not going to happen. My other guess is Daisy.
Daisy, yeah, I can see Daisy.
Or Waluigi.
I'd like to see Waluigi more than Daisy. I feel like we have Peach and we have Rosalina already. Yep. We really don't need it. If she was a character that stood out drastically from the other two, I'd say sure, go for it. It has nothing to do with it being a girl or anything, but it's the same. It's like a cookie cutter. Yep. And I'd rather see a brand new character.
The other option is Snake coming back for another round of Smash Bros. I'm not sure if that's going to happen either. Okay. Personally, I just want to see a brand new character that's not coming back. People want to see Wolf come back. They want to see Snake come back. I think Snake would be cool too. I'd love a Snake amiibo, but I really want to see brand new fighters for this, and I'd love to see them bridge the gap with other companies. Yeah. If they worked with Sony to bring over like Nathan Drake, that's controversial, I know. Yeah. I think it would be kind of cool though. Yeah. Or if they did bring Banjo-Kazooie over, Conker would be super cool. Yeah. I'd love Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day to come over. King K. Rool is kind of on the top of the list from Donkey Kong Country.
Well, with the decisions Nintendo has been making these days, it's been heading in a lot of directions we never anticipated. That's, I think, big possibility. Maybe not now, but in the future, we could definitely see some more bridging between other companies.
Could be.
Yeah.
So that comes on December 15th at 2 p.m. That is Pacific time. So that's 4 p.m. Central, or what is that, 5 p.m. Eastern? Yes, that's right. So tune in. We'll be essentially talking about it live the entire time on our Twitter page at Amiibo News and at Nintendo INQ. So if you want to know, let's say you can't watch it, you're at work, you're at school, just sneak your phone out, follow the Twitter page. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on. I'm hoping we see some Cloud Amiibo footage too.
I really hope
just die. So
that's going to be a moment to remember in Amiibo history.
Kind of want to branch away from just Amiibo for a second.
Okay.
And just say what my hope is with Cloud coming to Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
So we have confirmation that we have a Final Fantasy VII Remake being made for PlayStation 4 as they call it a timed exclusive. So it comes out on PS4 first, and then it's coming to Xbox One, potentially PC. My guess and my hope is that it's coming to NX. I would love to see that.
I think it's going to happen.
So yeah, I think that's the whole purpose why I think they're getting people hyped up for it.
Yeah, I think it is, and it makes me extra excited because I feel like that means NX is a lot closer than we initially thought.
Yep, for sure. All right, we have one more interesting piece of Amiibo news, and that is Shovel Knight.
Ooh.
So we finally have a concrete date for Shovel Knight. Some people are a little bit upset about this.
Why is that?
Because he missed out on the holiday window. He was supposed to supposedly be out sometime in December.
But there was a delay.
There was a slight delay. He's already out in some places in Europe at this point. His official date in Europe technically isn't for a couple days, but he's already been spotted on shelves. People have bought him already.
Yeah.
But he's officially coming out in North America on January 8th.
That's coming up really fast, less than a month away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Nintendo had really no say in the manufacturing on this one. I'm sure they had say, but they did not manufacture this. So Yacht Club Games did it on their own. They might have run into some issues with production, which is why they delayed it.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Yeah, it is. And it's a really nice looking Amiibo, too.
So we saw Shovel Knight first at, that was PAX. We got hands-on with it, which was cool. I didn't think they'd let us touch it, but they did.
The whole team is extremely, extremely nice, and they were very excited about it, too. I could tell that they were kind of anxious to kind of move forward with more plans. So who knows what we'll see in the future from them.
He's the first Amiibo that has essentially been brought to life from an indie game.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. So hopefully we'll see more.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very likely.
So that more or less covers our Amiibo content for the day. We made it through.
Wow.
But that brings us to our next phase of the show, which is the Amiibo News Speed Round.
Yes, it is back.
It's back, believe it or not. So we asked our friends on Twitter and Facebook what questions they had for us about the world of Amiibo and Nintendo. And boy, did they deliver. There are a lot of questions here. So we're going to go through as many as we can.
Okay.
I think we should put the speed back in Speed Round because we we used to drag it on. But let's try to get through most of the appropriate questions.
Most of the appropriate questions. Stress on that.
So I like this one. This is from Queen Daisy.
Okay.
She wants to know, is there going to be a Daisy Amiibo? I want to talk about this real quick.
Because we were just talking about this for Super Smash.
I'll try to keep it quick.
Okay.
And then I'll let you give your opinion.
This is not going to be a speed round, you know.
I know.
Okay.
There was supposedly supposed to be a Series 2 of Mario Bros. Amiibo that came out with Mario Party 10. It never happened.
Yeah.
No one knows why it never happened.
Yeah.
Daisy was supposed to be in that series. I'm guessing Mario Party 10 didn't sell the way it wanted to, so they said, we're not going to do this.
Okay.
I'm guessing we're going to see something in the future. We might see Daisy and Smash Ballot.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
That's a good prediction. Quick question. Yep. It's kind of just a branch of that. In that group, were we supposed to get another Rosalina Amiibo? I thought so, because I know I saw mock-ups of it online, and people were speculating about it. So I didn't know if that was actually the case or not.
Yeah, so there was actually images of what those Amiibo would look like in the game.
Yeah.
Some people just said, well, those were just placeholders. They were never officially confirmed. So I'm guessing they had plans to do it. They might still have plans to do it in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
That's my thought.
We'll see.
So I'm for it, though. I'm for any Amiibo.
Yeah.
I like all Amiibo.
I like Amiibo.
Except for this one.
Oh! What? He just tipped Lottie over if you're listening to this on the podcast. She does not deserve that, though.
I like Sonic, though. I love you, Sonic.
No, seriously, you flip Mabel around, you look at the little spikes, and it's totally Sonic. totally exciting.
It is.
Okay, next question.
That wasn't speedy. Sorry,
no,
guys.
not at all.
This one comes from Zach. What's your opinion on having Amiibo being everywhere? We kind of touched on this earlier in the podcast too. I like it to a certain extent. I collect things. I like to collect things. I like the hunt.
Yeah.
When I first started collecting Amiibo, I absolutely loved the hunt of camping out and searching and sometimes being disappointed. But it was fun.
Yeah.
That's half the fun of the hobby. Right now, that's kind of gone. But I think it might come back at some point in the form of variants. At least that's what I'm hoping. That might be a controversial opinion. But honestly, it's a collection. Collecting things is fun.
Yeah.
And if it's just as easy as walking into a store and getting exactly what you want, kind of takes some of the fun away from it.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. I love the idea of rarity. And I don't even mind paying a little bit more if I have to. Or the idea of trading, just that's what makes a hobby for me. So, but I have to say, though, it is still nice being able to walk into a store and see an Amiibo on the shelves. I just don't need to see every single Amiibo on the shelves.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll let you take this one because I already touched on this anyway. This is from Luis David Rodriguez, who says, do you think Nintendo of America will make another Animal Crossing 3-pack for the upcoming Amiibo? If so, who would be bundled together?
Yes, I think that there is going to be another 3-pack, and I actually do agree with you. And I think you said that was, let's see, Rover, Blathers, and Cap'n.
Cap'n.
Yeah, and I think that is a very likely group to put together, considering that they're really, other than Rover, I don't know if I would say that they're really popular characters. So grouping them together makes sense.
You heard it here first.
Yep.
That's my thought. That's your thought too, apparently.
It is.
So we're good there. What are your ideas of a Skylanders type Amiibo game? And that is from Dank Meme Master. Fun name. I talked about it again earlier in the cast too. A sandbox game would be cool. At this point, there's so many Amiibo, and there's also probably licensing issues. I don't know if you guys know this, but Nintendo and Pokemon, like the Pokemon Company, have this weird relationship where they can't always get the rights to things.
Yeah.
Super Mario Maker is a really good example. You can bring Pikachu into the game, but he is one of the only characters with the other Pokemon Amiibo that don't say their name.
Yeah.
They don't have any kind of sound effects.
Yeah.
So
it's really sad.
Same thing with Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah.
All the Pokemon Amiibo don't work. Strange.
It's
right?
very strange. Yeah, you'd think that it wouldn't be halfway done.
Yeah.
It would be all or nothing.
So now we have Cloud, and we have Capcom characters, and we have all of these other Amiibo, and they're just not getting.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if they're gonna. It could be a licensing nightmare. Okay. Is all I'm gonna say. Yeah. And speaking, by the way, of Mega Man, I totally forgot this. A gold Mega Man's coming out. I completely forgot to talk about that.
This is why I stress lists are necessary.
I figured it out,
Out toward the end.
Mega Man Legacy Collection's coming out in February. There's a bundle for $50. It's sold out pretty much everywhere. Yeah. If you followed us on Twitter, you probably got a copy. So it's your own fault if you didn't get it. I think he's actually still up at GameStop, so you still have an opportunity. So go get it. Yeah. Gold Mega Man Amiibo's coming out with it. Interesting point. It's the most expensive single figure besides Mega Yarn Yoshi that's ever come out. And the reason why is the game is $30 on its own. Okay. And it's $50 with the Amiibo. Okay. So unless it comes with an art book or something, it's a $20 Amiibo. It's kind of strange.
That is a little strange, but I can see them including another little thing in there with it anyway.
I bought the crap out of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. $20 Amiibo, fine.
Big surprise there.
Whatever.
Let's scroll down on the page so we get other people who didn't just send it in.
We can do that. More people want to know about Daisy.
Wow, I did not think Daisy had that big of a fan base. Yeah. I mean, I guess. I liked Daisy for a while, but I'm always going to be a Peach fan.
I like this one. This one's from Jedi Ross.
Yes.
What was the most difficult Amiibo to find?
Oh, for personally?
Yeah, personally.
Oh, gosh. Well, I don't go on the hunt as much as you do. For me, it was Rosalina. Mm-hmm. I've stated this many times online and in our newscast. The day Rosalina came out, we had a huge blizzard. Huge blizzard here. And I was like, there is no way I'm going out in that. Of course, other people did. And other people kind of got her. They tried to. But I know you were successful at that point. It took me, I only actually recently got mine, and this was right before the restock happened with her. So I still felt really lucky at the time because it was pre-restock. Yeah. But I think that was back right around we did Customs for a Cure. That's when I got my Rosalina. And it was a gift from my mom. And I just loved it. It means so much more because I had to wait for her.
Fun fact about that day, by the way. So Rosalina was my most physically demanding amiibo to get. There was a blizzard. It was insane. They didn't have any of the roads plowed yet.
Yeah.
I got to Target 45 minutes early. They had nothing plowed in the driveway. And I have a Kia Soul, by the way, so it's not four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I had to gun it into the parking lot so I could get like over this hump of snow, and I got stuck twice. Third time the charm. I was like going 50 miles an hour like into the park.
I'm going to get Rosalina!
And nobody else showed up for Rosalina. It was just me. I actually asked the lady there, I'm like, can I buy two? Because I want to buy two. She's like, you can buy all of them if you want. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
But as far as like rarity goes,
Yeah.
Little Mac was probably the hardest one for me to find, and that was at a Target that only got two of them.
Yeah.
And I heard they had them. They wouldn't hold it for me. It was like 20 minutes away, and I like gunned it.
Oh, man.
I think I made the 20-minute drive in 10 minutes.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep. It's a Little
The
Mac.
things we do for Amiibo. I
now he's
especially like
everywhere.
the Blizzard story.
And now he's everywhere.
Yeah. How do you feel now?
It's okay. I mean, I'm happy other people get them.
Yeah.
So I get it completely. How quickly do you think the Cloud Amiibo will be sold out when it comes out?
Who is this from?
This is from Phantom Star-Lord. I like that name, by the way.
I do like it too.
So I don't think Cloud's going to be difficult to get at all. I think
Do you think it's going to be like Lucas?
Yeah, I think it's going to be everywhere, personally. Here's the thing when it comes to third-party Amiibos, like Cloud, Mega Man, who else? Pac-Man.
Yeah.
They're not going to be exclusive. That's my thought. I mean, Square Enix is investing a lot of probably their own resources and like getting Nintendo like assets for this Amiibo, like character models, things like that. They're not going to like dumb it down to one store. They want to sell as many as they can. I'm sure they get a cut of it.
Okay.
So my guess is Cloud's not going to be an exclusive or remarkably difficult to find.
I'd love for Cloud to be an exclusive.
I bet. It won't be.
No, it won't be, but it would be kind of cool.
Come back to this newscast and talk to me. If I'm wrong, you can put a comment down below and say, you're wrong.
Or I'll just make sure to screen cap this and put a big caption that says, you're wrong, Jason.
Okay. Well, let's do one more. I'm going to let you do this one. This is from Ben Fallstick. What Nintendo series do you want to see an Amiibo line for?
What Nintendo series? Oh, I'm trying to see. I like the old school stuff. That stuff is never going to get Amiibo. There's no point in getting the Amiibo line.
This is like, let's say in your
retro,
in your fantasy,
in my fantasy,
mind.
Chrono Trigger, hands down.
That'd be cool.
Chrono Trigger because it has this cast of very, very well-rounded and dynamic characters, and not just visually, but their storylines, their arcs. It's a beautiful story. I'd love to see that. But like I said, there's no point because it's an old game and you don't have that connectivity with Amiibo. But that would be a dream come true.
For me, I would probably have to say, oh god, this is complicated.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd love to see a more like fleshed out Zelda line.
Yeah.
I'd like to see something for maybe the new game that's coming up. The Wolf Link Amiibo. Oh my god, we didn't talk about Wolf Link.
Oh,
we got to talk about Wolf. A list might have been useful.
I told you.
Wolf Link is coming out, by the way, folks. So they announced The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. This is fun though because now it's in the speed rounds.
Oh, how cute and quirky.
I can't believe it. So they announced the game's coming out, even though it was pretty much leaked already that it was coming out. Yeah. They announced Wolf Link. It's got, is it Midna? I believe it's Midna.
Yes.
Riding on his back. It is such a cool amiibo.
It is. Personally, I think it's the coolest looking Amiibo I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I was amazed when I first saw that. Yeah.
So that's coming out in March, essentially to coincide with the 30th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, which is absolutely crazy. It's been 30 years. Zelda is the same age as me, the Zelda series, and so is Super Mario Brothers, by the way.
No, wait. Zelda's the same age as me. I'm a little older than you, and I think Mario Brothers is the same age as you.
So
that's how it... I think that's how... Or was it the opposite? I just know that when I was 1 or 2 years old, one of my first memories was of my mom playing Zelda, and it was Zelda came out the very same year I was born.
So Zelda comes out. Zelda came out 30 years ago in Japan.
Okay.
That is in March. I think it's like March 11th. I could be wrong.
Okay.
It's still very cool, though. I absolutely love that they're doing Twilight Princess HD. Yeah. I love that they have this Wolf Link amiibo. It is so gorgeous. There's a photo of it right here in front of you if you're watching this. Yeah. If you're listening, seriously, if you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's so cool.
It is. I love it. I love it. Oh, and if I could go back and say another series I'd love Super Mario RPG.
That'd be a cool series,
That would be so cool. I love the remastered version. And then the Cloud, Gino, Princess Peach, the whole cast. The whole cast. I'd love to see that.
I think we're going to see more Amiibo next year than probably we can even handle at this point.
I hope so.
So I don't think we're going to see any signs of these things stopping. They print money for Nintendo at this point, and I know they need it.
And fans love them.
They love them, and I love them too.
Yeah.
So Wolf Link is on the top of my list right now. That comes out again in March. You can pre-order that at GameStop.
Yes.
You want Super Mario RPG?
Yes.
And you want Chrono Trigger?
And Chrono Trigger, never going to happen. But I feel like Super Mario RPG could maybe, if it got remastered, some dream day.
Could be.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's going to be it for the speed round this time. If you asked a question, so I appreciate you sending it to us.
Thank you.
We'll do more speed rounds in the future, too.
Yeah.
So, before we leave today, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Happily Candied. It's my sugary corner of the world, as Jason loves hearing me say.
So adorable.
It is, isn't it? But my link to my webpage is on there. It's just happilycandied.com. And so that's where I am. You can also find me over at NintendoInquirer.com. Jason and I both run that site, and we have a wonderful team who we work with right now. And all of us are on the About page.
There you go.
Yeah. And how about you?
So, you can find me on my personal Twitter page. That's at AmiiboJason. Pretty much any of my kind of life stories going to be shown there. Mostly pictures of me at work, taking photos of Amiibo on my desk. That's what you're generally going to see there. Obviously on Amiibo News, so that's at Amiibo News. Mm-hmm. And our Twitter page for Nintendo Inquirer is at NintendoINQ. Yeah. So all three of those places you can find me.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually going to do it for the
newscast.
It up, So that's episode 23 of the Amiibo Newscast. Or was that 24? I can't even remember now. 20-something. Yeah, 23 of the Amiibo Newscast. We're going to do our darndest to make sure that we don't have this big of a break between newscasts in the future. But we appreciate you joining us today.
Yes, and thank you so much for being patient while we took these couple of weeks to gather all this amazing news for you.
We'll be back next week, though, I promise, because we have Smash Ballot coming out. Yes. We have so much stuff to cover next week, too. So have a good evening or a good morning, depending on when you're listening to this or watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.